I have to remember to unmute. At least I can see it this time. Alright, it would appear that the ads are over, so it is time to begin our art times. Oh, wait. Not for TikTok. Hold on, TikTok. I'll get you. There we go. Now we're all better. Alright. It is time for chill art time, for I am very eepy after my travels, but I still have work to do. So we're just gonna take today and just kind of vibe and do some art, music, tune. I'm gonna go with my normal playlist, but we'll see how well that goes for right now. Because I may switch over to. It's still Icarus, motherfucker. Multi-streaming is a pain in my ass. I have it set to art, but when I started the multi-stream, it was set to Icarus. Okay, now it work. Good. Thank you. But yeah, we're mostly gonna be doing chill art time because I'm very tired. I don't know how long this stream will go, but we're gonna do our diddly darn dangdest. What is that? Oh, that's part of the background. Part of the items. Whoopsies. With that. Alright, now where is our lovely main character? Yes. Perfect. So yeah. In case y'all didn't get to see the background here, I'll put it back up really quick. Can anybody guess what this game is from? Don't worry, you don't need to guess. I'll tell you. It's Skyrim. I love Skyrim. When I was told I got to do a Skyrim commission, of all things, I was like, oh hell yes. I will make this a masterpiece. And so far, I think I'm doing a decent job. Some of the background work needs a little help, but I think I understand now kind of where it's going on. Because it's mostly back here that was confusing me, this wall, but I see now how it connects more or less. I will probably have to go back and check this arch, and I did take the screenshot. This was actually from my game. So ignore the mostly naked Khajiit. She's not supposed to be here. But it's mostly the way the shadow here connects that was really confusing me. So I know in the background I don't have a line for it yet, but I will fix that later. But today, I think we're mostly going to focus on the star of the show here, the actual boyo. So let's get this stuff started. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong brushes. We need the mega pack. I use the mega pack for my line art. Scroll. There it is. Now let's see. Is 35 big enough? Big enough? Hello? Smidge too big. Let's put it to like 25? 15. Nah, too small. Yeah, I like that. I think 20 will work just fine. My goal is to at least get most of Tony done today. Maybe start on the background, but frankly, we will see how my energy is holding up by that point. If I can get Tony done, did I delete the layer? I did. Then I will be pretty happy overall. But yeah, since I've been on, I hope everybody's doing well. I know I've been on and off for about the last month or so, but I promise you guys now, my journeys have come to an end. I will not be leaving anytime soon. I will be chilling here for the time being. However, there is still technically one thing that does require my attention. Also, let me put this up here. ADHD likes multiple things. And you can also now see what I'm listening to in case anybody is curious. But yeah, around Thanksgiving time, I will probably be taking about a week off again, just because of the fact that my mom will be driving all the way down to visit me, and you know, I don't want to be rude and be like, "Sorry, mom, can't talk. I know you drove 13 hours to see me, but stream." I keep on running like a chicken with its head cut. So yeah, I will take that time off to spend some time with her for the holidays. But you know, that tends to happen. I gotta change my angle. Chopping block, third brain. Ever since I heard this song, man, I've never really been a Tato person, but this song is kind of fire. Especially the animation too. So cute. It's so simple, but it's so cute. I need to do more animation. I make the fuzzies a little sharpish. Anyway. I won't back down. Divide 0. Say something. And I falter on this afterthought. I keep on running like. I wish I knew the lyrics to this song. Very, it's better than the chorus anyway, but it's always the alliteration that I don't understand. Mm-hmm. Look at look at that fuzz. So fuzzy. Thankfully, my client here has been so generous in giving like tons of references that some of which I had to get myself, like that screenshot of the manor just to make sure I was getting the angles correct based on what he wanted. But otherwise, all of the references for the items, most of the locations, like everything you could possibly need has been provided to me, and that is so fucking nice. I don't know if any of my other fellow artists feel the same way, but I will never complain about too much references. Because even if I don't use all of them, there's still the option of using them, and that is still great. Ow! Ow! My penis! Song is it's so goofy. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I turned it purple. Oh, I hate when I do that. God. Oh, thank you for the follow, Axio. Turn this off again. Actually, I was gonna use it, but I was like, do the two. I have no real strategy when it comes to line arting. It's just kind of whatever I look at the piece and my brain just goes, how about we just line art that spot? We could be line arting anywhere else, but no. Trying to make it smoother. Alright. No! Get out of here, my singing monsters! You watch one video. Watch one video. Pursue TikTok. They know I like music. Like an upturn style. I want it to be like a ooh, but like an excitement ooh, you know? I say, where's my pop out gun? There it goes. It's wicked. No, I'm different, baby. Swear I'll make you see. My breath is borrowed. It ain't what it seems. Yeah, don't need tomorrow. Now it's everything. I do, and may you never falter. If you do, take my body to the altar. Use my scientific method of making random noises. Super scientific, I swear. There we go. Sacrifice me, is that what you wanted? Know our house. There we go. The hardest part for me is controlling my line thickness. Let you go, need you again. Locked you in the dungeon. Oh, is it better yet? Or are your body? Yeah, I think I need to zoom out for that one now. Close. Also using my reactive because when I'm drawing like this, I tend to like hunch over really, really bad, and my camera doesn't always pick that up. This line weight is not working. I had it like it was so good the first one. I think it's good enough. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Soda City Funk. I love Soda City Funk. Wait, hold on. Let me before I start lining that part. Is that part of his fur? Mm. Headshot of his. I love this character already. Okay, yeah, it's part of his eyes. Yeah, I'll line it. Is this a FNAF jump scare compilation review? You know what? No, but that would be kind of fun to do, actually. It's kind of a good idea, Rye. I might have to do that. Number 1. I mean, probably if I, oh man, you know what, now you've got me trying to think of like my favorite FNAF jump scares over the years, because it's been a while since I've seen much FNAF stuff. Well, I mean, I like Foxy, but that doesn't necessarily mean he has the best jump scares. Personally, I think this might be a hot take for some of y'all, but personally, one of the FNAF games that scared me the most and that I still find the most entertaining is FNAF 4. I know, hot take. But I think FNAF 4 is pretty fucking good. I mostly like I don't know, there's something about like being a little kid like trapped in your room as these, monster. Hey! Oh, why'd my alerts go off? Well, welcome in, Himdell. Oh, it's Tony! Tony! What's good? Hold on, let me get you. My alerts are being stinky. Alerts. Awaken. Fresh. Well, hopefully this works. I see my words at the top, so that's good. Yeah, I love this character. Like, I love his design. Like, his colors are beautiful, gorgeous. Maybe that's also speaking as, and like an orangish tainted. Like, message because of gaming sign issues. It happens. Don't worry. Not a problem. But yeah, yeah, FNAF 4 was probably my favorite because I just love the concept of, being a kid. I think it was like the fact of like being a kid, like stuck in your bedroom. Cause like I used to be scared of that so much as a kid, of like, like the monsters getting you in the night kind of thing. So to me, it kind of reminded me of like my childhood of like imagining the monsters coming out of the hallway to come and eat your bones. It's probably not a normal thing that kids should be thinking about, but I don't know. I don't know what's going on with me back then. It's his eyelashes sharp. Let's sharpen that up. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Springtrap always got me a lot too. I don't know. Something that's also number 3. I thought number 3 was really solid. I used to be pretty scared of Springtrap when I was younger. I would probably put him up there as some of my my jump scares. We had a FNAF championship back in middle high school during lunch. Oh shit! And free access to the computer lab. Oh hell yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm trying to think of my school back then. I think they had still restricted YouTube, but like in terms of like gaming on school laptops, it was good for a little while. Like I think up until about high school, we had mostly free reign of gaming on the laptops because they hadn't fully blocked all the games. So like for a while, we were still getting away with like, things like chess and stuff. But the game that got me the most And, you know, judging the fact that I am a werewolf, this will make a lot of sense. But there was a game we had for free on our laptops back then. It was a little game, you may have heard of it. It was called Wolf Quest. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if you know what Wolf Quest is. Oh, you know what Wolf Quest is. So, it was supposed to be kind of educational. Like, this game is meant to be fairly educational because it's based on realistic, like, wolf behaviors out in the wild, and it has, like, fun facts about wolves as you play. But essentially, the gist of it is you make a wolf and you are surviving in Yellowstone, and the single player version is like you have to survive through like 2 seasons. So you have to survive through like the fall/winter, which is you know, running around finding a mate in like one area of Yellowstone. And then the second part of the game is like, well, first of all, before winter hits, you have to find a den with your new mate, make a den, and then when spring comes around, you and your mate have puppies, and your goal then from then on is to get your puppies to survive until like a certain age where you will like drop them off somewhere and they will essentially, you know, live out their lives as adolescent wolves. And like that game fundamentally shaped probably the entire trajectory of my adult life. Which sounds dramatic, but like considering middle school is about the time Nakara came into existence for me. It was probably like the middle of middle school is when I finally created her, somewhere between the middle and late of my middle school age. Which I think also is roughly when Twilight came out, because I was a teenager. This might make me sound very old and or very young to some of you people, but I was like a tween teenager in 2011, 2012. So I would have been 12, 13 in 2012, which is when Nakara came into existence. Hold on, now I gotta look this up. When did Twilight happen? Because I remember back then my cousin was also huge into Twilight, the movies. Okay, 2008. So like, my cousin was in the height of her Twilight phase around this time. Funnily enough, I have never seen Twilight, not fully anyway. She tried to get me to watch them, but I didn't find the vampires appealing. And I know that was the main draw of Twilight was who sparkly, sexy vampire man. I don't know. I don't know what it was about vampires. I just couldn't get behind them. No hate to the vampire lovers out there. But werewolves all the way. Oooo. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious if you've ever seen my channel before. But no, like I'm thinking now that we're talking about middle school, I'm like, what besides Wolf Quest, what got me into like werewolves specifically? I'm trying to think of like media back in that day that depicted werewolves that wasn't like rated R, because back then I was not allowed to watch rated R. I was barely allowed to watch PG-13 as like a young teen. So it couldn't have been anything like Van Helsing or anything like that, you know? Which I mean, when I got older and I did finally watch Van Helsing, yeah. I stand by my choice, yeah. Shoot. But, I feel like there probably were definitely a couple cartoons I had watched back in those days where somebody had transformed into a werewolf or a monster of some kind. I guess, like, American Dragon could partially be in that range, because, I mean, it was a dude who transforms into a dragon, which was pretty fucking sick. Little kid me, like, so desperately wanted to be like Jake Long that for a long-ass time, my mom had bought me a dragon, like, metal necklace, right? It was just, like, on a little, like, I don't know, thread, thing, you know? It wasn't chain around my neck, but it was a thread of some kind, some sort of rope. But it had this, like, sick metal dragon, like, you know, mid-flight, like, hovering almost. And I thought that was the dopest thing ever. And in the same vein as Jake Long, as a teenager, I was trying to figure out my my interests and stuff, as you do. So I made like a fan fiction. It wasn't quite fan fiction of Jake Long. I made my own universe in which like I don't know, like special kids or whatever got like the ability to turn into dragons, something like that. Played Skyrim when it dropped, loved werewolves, played tiny. I mean, that probably was it too. Skyrim dropped when I was like 12. So Skyrim probably had a big hand in that, let's be real. Played a tiny bit of Wolf Quest in the past. Always liked Anthros, but didn't quite know what they were until about 2014-15. In denial until Marine Biology High School. Played Zootopia for the whole class. Randomly down that. Yeah, that's a cool concept. Oh, man, you know what? You know, at high school, you remind me. I was deep in the denial. I was deep in the denial of being part of the furry fandom, cause like I was kind of understanding it, cause back in those days, 2012, when I was first finally starting to like understand my power of art, um, I I was a DeviantArt kid, and I will not tell you my old username because it was very cringe. But let's just say my old username combined two of my favorite loves at the time, which was Pokemon and Danny Phantom. Because like for some reason I don't know why it was, but like in my teenagers I got a really high resurgence of being interested in Danny Phantom. No, actually I know why it was, and I can tell you why. I thought he was hot. I thought Danny was hot. So yeah. I made a username based on that. And like I was posting my art to DeviantArt. And of course, you know, as with any art website, you're gonna see a lot of furries. And I started talking with these people, and I'm like, wow, I really like these things. I like that people draw, you know, cartoon animals like me, because I was kind of thinking it was like I was like Disney. I'd been calling it like Disney, right, to try and mask my my degeneracy. Surfs Up! Oh my god! Surfs Up! That was also. Dude, I watched that movie so fucking much every time it came on Disney Channel. Because Disney Channel played it a lot back in those days when I was a kid. If anybody remembers, like, the 2000s Disney Channel, man. I. I don't know when it first started airing, probably around the time it first released, man, but. Like, yeah, that movie was hilarious. I still remember to this day, like, when Cody gets knocked out, right? Right? And we see the sea urchin, and they're like, like they like go to Cody while he's getting recovered. It's like, what happened? What happened to him? Oh my god, what happened? It's like he stepped on a sea urchin, and it cuts to the sea urchin because this, for those of you who don't know, this movie is posed like almost like a documentary, right, with interviewing the characters, and it cuts to the sea urchin. It's like danced on me, dance. Or stepped on me, he freaking danced on me. Look at this, gun, broken gun. That was hilarious. That and Big Z pissing on his foot. Cause Cody starts they get to Big Z's hut, and I forget the girl's name, but like she's helping out her uncle, and he's like I need you to give me you know, some stuff. And she's like, okay, and he takes a jug and he like sticks it out his window to get some rainwater. She's like, oh, what are you doing with the rainwater? And he chugs it. He's like, all right, stand back. Gets up on a stool on top of him because he's gotta get to his foot. And yeah, he you know, unzips the fly, quote unquote. And Cody's waking up at this point, and she's realizing what's about to happen. And she's like, oh no, Cody, shh, go back to sleep. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And he looks down and he sees Zeke just ripping a piss right on his foot. And it's just like he's like, you need to knock him out, man. You need to knock him out. I can't aim if he's squirming around like this. He's trying to aim his piss on his foot. God, that was a movie. For kids, like, man, being a kid and seeing this dude pissing on somebody's foot was something. I don't know how to describe it, but I think back then I was just probably like, oh my god, you can't do that. That's so gross. That's unsanitary. Fun fact, don't actually piss on somebody's foot if they get stung by, or, you know, step on a sea urchin. That actually does not help. So despite what Surf's Up would tell you, that is not actually the best way to go about helping somebody who stepped on a sea urchin. But it is funny. Uh, I'm gonna have to rewatch the movie. I never really watched the sequel, but I honestly don't think I want to watch the sequel. I think it would ruin the magic that was Surf's Up for me. That or oh, what's the guy's name? I think his name is like Turk or something. The big penguin. He's like, these are my ladies. This is Angela, Jill, Shaniqua, Brianna. You know I would call her Brianna, right? Dirty girl. Like that scene is also a classic for those who have watched Surf's Up. Are you polishing your trophies again? Mama wasn't polishing them. I was showing them my friend. God, what a great movie. I feel like there's just so many movies. Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs was also elite. Yes! One of those, all of these were my obsessions before I learned about the fan. It took me until 2023 to create Tony. Ah! If wanting a fox colors but wolf characteristics. You know what? That is so funny. The fact that you, like, wanted something that had, like, fox colors but a wolf look. Because, like, that's what I ended up creating. Not intentionally, mind you. Not intentionally. The way Nakara looks is well, I shouldn't say completely by accident. There was some thought that went into her design, but like the reason she looks like this was not because I was like, oh, I want an orange wolf. Oh, I want something that looks like a fox. No, 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 no. And Tony, I don't think you've heard this story yet. Nafuke, welcome in. So, oh man, I'm gonna retell it again, and I will be retelling the story till the end of time because it makes me laugh. But this is the story of how Nakara's design came to be. So, the year is like 2012, 2013, I think 2012. Minecraft was oh my god, it's Honey! Oh wait, you changed your name. Well, I will do you want me to call you Honey then, or do you I was say I don't know what you would prefer for me to call you. You know what, Honey? Honey, I still wear your pin every day on my coat. That pin has not left my coat in almost 10 years. I just thought you would like to know that. But oh yes, the story, yes, of how Nakara came to be. So yeah, it was like 2012, and like back in this time, Minecraft was like at its height in my school. Like, it was still pretty new on the scene. I think it had, released into Honey's still here for so she just changed a bit. Aww. Hell yeah. So I will keep calling you Honey then. But yeah. So she where was I? Brain is thinking, catching up with my thoughts. Ah, yes, Minecraft. So Minecraft was still its thing. I was also still in my Danny fandom phase at the time, and like had just learned about a little something called the skin decks. For those of you who may not have played Minecraft, what did they do with his eye here? Hold on. For those of you who may not have played Minecraft before, the skin decks is basically like this big free database of a bunch of different like Minecraft skins people have designed. Pretty much everything on there is like for free. Sometimes they'll put stuff in the description to be like, please don't use. Yeah, I think I see what I did. Please don't use this thing, but for the most part, like it's basically, oh, what is that? A little penguin with a crown? I like that. Thank you, honey. But yeah, it's basically just a giant place for people to like make skins, share them, stuff like that. And at the time, I was rocking a Danny Phantom skin because I like Danny Phantom, and I didn't really know what else to wear at the time because I hadn't figured myself out yet. So I'm browsing the skin decks one day because I'm like, as much as I like Danny Phantom, I don't want people to believe I'm Danny Phantom. I don't want them to think that I'm a boy. I was very gender insecure back in those days. Mostly because I'm a larger woman with a deeper voice compared to many other women. So I was like, I don't want to be confused for a boy on the internet. And I start looking around, and I see something that it was like a super generic name. It was just like Wolf Girl or something like that. And around that time, I had started watching a little anime, which, like, I gotta find the name of it because I don't think it has an English name. I had started watching about 2 animes that involved wolf girls. The first one, which is probably more well known, is something called Spice and Wolf, which, if you don't know, is about this merchant who ends up meeting a wolf goddess, and they kind of end up traveling like a medieval Europe-esque setting, doing like trade and economy and stuff. It taught me a lot about economy. But the second one, which was kind of like a big inspiration for Nakara, was a lesser known anime, and I'm gonna probably say this wrong, so sorry about that. But it looks like it was called Renkin Sankyu Magical Pokan. And I don't know what that means in English. But essentially there was a werewolf girl in there called Liru. And she was like a blonde werewolf with like a belt for her shirt. Yes, like a belt for her shirt. She had nothing else but a belt covering her titties. The tiniest crop shorts known to man. And like thigh-high, big-ass bulky boots and like big gauntlets around her wrists. And I really liked Liru's design back then. I thought she was the coolest, and I was like, oh my god, she's a werewolf. She turns into a werewolf, which honestly kind of looked like a cat looking back on it. She didn't really turn into like a big bulky werewolf like Nakara. She kind of just turned into like a little puppy. But I thought she was hella cool. So I saw this character and I'm like, oh my god, it kind of reminds me of Holo and Liru. I need this character. And honestly, the character looks basically like how Nakara looks right now, with some minor changes. But essentially, that Minecraft skin became Nakara. And I think that's hilarious, considering that the story of basically Minecraft is what shaped the entirety of my adult life. Not because of like its gameplay or its monsters or anything like that. No. Because I happened to find a Minecraft skin on the skin decks that just so happened to turn into my character. Because this character, besides just being called a wolf girl, there was no lore to this character or anything. It was just a generic wolf girl. I'm the one who turned her into a werewolf and gave her the werewolf form. And, all the fun stuff that goes along with Nakara. So. That heavy lifting's on me. But speaking of Ice Age, Dawn of the Dinosaurs, Tony, did you ever have back in those days the shitty little like PlayStation versions of those movies? Because let me tell you, I had a lot of them, and some of them were good, some of them were objectively games. Shark Tale. But the Dawn of the Dinosaur one was pretty fucking pog. I love that one, and the second one, the Ice Age: The Meltdown, were probably my 2 favorite games. I shouldn't say out of all the movie to video game ones I had, because I'll be real, Shrek 2 was absolute peak gameplay, peak cinema. They really nailed it. But the Ice Age game movies were a close second. There we go. This out a little bit. Trying to add some sharpness to the fuzz. Okay, looking solid. I'm gonna have to work on these fuzzies for the Archmage's cape. Because I just kind of sketch those in to be the generic, but I might try a different kind of strategy for its cape. It's robes. Well, maybe not. It'll just take me a couple seconds to like take me a little bit to properly turn them into fuzz, but I think I can do it. I think it'll be fine. Alright. I also am giving Tony a bit of thicker line art too, mostly because of the fact that with him being the main character, I want our eyes to be drawn towards him primarily. Don't think so. The big PS2 things I had were more Midnight Club related. I did have a Shrek game though. I remember blowing up the bird. Yes, yeah. So you had the Shrek 2 game. The Shrek 2 game was fucking awesome. The Surfs Up game for the Wii, I did not have that. I had the Guardians of Ga'Hoole for the Wii. That game was also pretty peak. Probably one of my favorite games even now. God, I'm gonna have to like play that again because like I really love the flight of the game. That's what was like the main point for me. I like any games with good flight. So Guardians of the Cool was like perfect for me. Okay. Let me take these robes again. Okay, I see what I did here. Okay. Yeah, the pauldrons. Yeah, meet up right at the shoulder. Okay. Yeah, Guardians of the Ga'Hoole game though. If you're looking for like other like furry-esque games, also a solid one. I would highly recommend that one. I might have to change the fuzz on his shoulder. I'm trying to figure out like based on the cape here, right? Or the robes. It looks like though the third set of fuzz is attached to his arms. Like they're part of the shirt. So I might change up how that's done. Trying to see based on. Try this one. Yeah, I might change up the robe just a smidge. So let's do it like let's do it mostly like what I did. So I'm gonna try this. Let me make another layer because in case this fucks up. Because I'm gonna do it like. Or, hold on. I'm trying to think because like based on how would the cape move with his shoulder because it does kind of go over his shoulder a bit. So I'm kind of thinking actually, let me do it like. Hello? Why did not? Okay, so there's the top part of the cape. Like so. Change this little bump here because I do see there is a bump like the thread order. It's gonna have to go down his back. Oh, but then the fuzzies change. I don't know if I want to delete that, but let me hide it. So I'm trying to think of how it moves realistically versus how Bethesda would have it move because, you know, models move differently than like how real fabric behaves. But I'm thinking since it looks like it covers his shoulders, it is more likely to move with his shoulders. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be the more realistic. My early gaming career was mostly centered on games, some racing, COD 1 through 3, World at War. Then you have Midnight Club series. It was still my overall favorite. Never actually played a game. I had searched up. Then you chose Khajiit Classic, me too. But nothing dedicated to the Phantom. Too busy with Skyrim, Kerbal Space, and Counter-Strike. Yeah, I mean, surprisingly, like, I had a lot of games. Well, trying to think of like what I mean by a lot of games because like I had quite a few games that would have like definitely not looking back on that you could look back and be like oh yeah she was definitely a furry in denial. Namely of course Sly Cooper, my beloved. Sly Cooper was definitely furry bait. You can't tell me it wasn't. It was literally an anthro raccoon man. Yeah, you know what? I think I actually am gonna go with my first option. I just think, I don't know, I think it looks better. I'll modify it slightly, but I like how the shoulder looks on versus what I just did. So I had to like slice 2 and 3. I played 1 because my cousin had it, but I know I don't actually own Sly 1. Trying to think. Well, in Shrek 2 you could play as Donkey. That was a thing. I also had if any of you guys remember Neopets. Neopets back in the day, like the early internet, was very similar to like a lot of like creature breeding games. With Adore Sly Cooper, I was more Jack and Daxter. I did have Jack and Daxter too, actually. I had the precursor legacy, but I didn't like it as much as I liked Sly and Spyro comparatively. I had Spyro too, as well. I had like basically all the Spyro games growing up. Um Arguably less furry bait than Sly Cooper was, but still like furry adjacent, I would say, Talking Dragon. Um I didn't play Crash Bandicoot. My cousin was a Crash Bandicoot girly. But Neopets. The Neopets RPG, cause yes, in case you didn't know, Neopets, that online game about like having, static images of animals or creatures and dressing them up and playing shitty little flash mini games. Yeah, they made an RPG. And I still think that's hilarious to this day. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, honestly, Neopets has a lot of lore to it. If you've never played or seen Neopets, it's got a good amount of lore to it. But like you're not really gonna know that unless you like actively go to read through like the world books or I don't know, play like a shit ton of the shitty little flash games maybe. It's mostly in like a book that you can read, but what kid is reading books? But yeah. So in that game, it actually plays in different acts, which I don't remember all of the acts. I mostly just remember the first like 2. The reason being is because at some point in our childhood, like between me and my sister, the disc got hella scratched. And now for the most part, you are only able to play through the first like 2 acts before the disc fucks up. And I would love to get a new version of like Neopets the Darkest Fairy and share that with everybody. It honestly used to terrify me as a kid, and I will tell you why. Because the game starts off as with an intro of being like, there was a bunch of fairies, but one of them was really evil and mean, and she wanted to do evil and mean things to people. So her sisters were like, "Hey, bro, that's not cool. You can't be doing evil, mean things to people," and promptly like locked her away. In a stone statue, but her necklace got away. Unfortunately, this is tis dinner time. That is totally fair. Well, hopefully by the time you come back, I will have the line art of Tony done, maybe even the flats done. It's mostly the shoulder that I'm looking back on it now, and I'm kind of regretting my decision of the shoulder, but I will get it figured out. That is my job. But yeah, enjoy your dinner. Thank you for popping in. I appreciate you stopping by and, walking down memory lane with some of these old video games. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. And I will send you updates as soon as I have them. I like this. I like this. This is feeling better. Because I don't want to, like, detract from his back too much, but I also got to make sure, he's got plenty of cloak. Cloak is highly important. I think I'm going to do it kind of like that. Let me take away this shoulder bump. But I will, I will still continue my story for, chat, and also anybody who might want to go back and listen to the VOD in case you're curious about, like, what Neopets the Darkest Fairy is. So yeah, Neopets the Darkest Fairy, was, Neopets' PlayStation RPG. I believe I'm using that term correctly, RPG. And basically what it was, yeah, a game where like the fairy gets trapped in stone, like way back in the ancient days by her, other fairy sisters because they didn't want her doing bad things to the people of the world. And then it skips forward in time to like it's like medieval time in the Neopets world, and you start off Act 1 as Tormund, who is a loop or like essentially a wolf. Who dreams of being a squire one day. He wants to be a big brave knight and wants to apply for squireship, but his parents, are worried about him. They don't want him getting hurt. Classic parent stuff. And refuse to sign any sort of sponsorship papers to allow him to go join up and be a squire. Copy this, actually. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to be lazy. And so, like, Tor here is trying to figure out what he can do to show his parents that he's a big, strong, brave boy and, is more than capable of signing up with the Knights of Meridel and becoming a knight himself. And eventually it kind of just culminates into, like, you have to run errands, and then you meet a knight over in Meridel who, like, is like, I like the cut of your jib, son. I will sponsor you as long as your parents sign your permission slip. And so he goes back to get his permission slip signed by his parents, and they're like, not now, son. We can't sign your permission slip to be a knight because your sister has gone missing in the evil, scary, spooky woods that we live right next to. Because, that's what you do as a farmer, live next to the evil, scary, spooky woods. And so you bravely, with your trusty wooden sword, bravely enter the scary, spooky woods and save your little sister. And they're like, well, I guess if you're big and strong enough to save your sister from the scary, spooky woods, you're big and brave enough to go, be a knight and murder people. So they do end up signing his permission slip. He goes off to Meridel to, begin his knight training. And then, like, in the midst of this, it switches over to Act 2 because there's actually 2 main characters in this game. The second one being Roberta. And Roberta is, what is she called? She's a Arcana? No. It starts with an A. I know what it is. Akara? I think it's called an Akara. I want to say. All Neopets, yes. Yes. Yep, she is called an Akara, and she is working on becoming, like, a court wizard or something, or a court mage to, what's her name? To, like, one of the fairy queens, right? Like her parents or something. And, like, as you're doing this, like, something's up with the fairy queen. Like, you're taking a visit here, because you're also, like, the niece of, like, the king of a different kingdom. Not Meridel. Brightvale, I believe. And yeah, you go up to the fairy kingdom in the clouds, see what's up, only to come find out that, the darkest fairy, I don't remember if she actually had a name, but the darkest fairy has escaped and is now wreaking havoc on the castle. And so you and your mentor now are like, oh my god, it's the darkest fairy. She's back. We need to, like, warn the rest of Neopia, or else she's gonna, like, imprison us all or do bad things to us or something. So Roberta manages to escape the castle and, like, descend down to normal Neopia in order to go, like, warn the other kings and queens that the darkest fairy has escaped into, hide your kids, hide your wives kind of shit. And then Act 3 is Roberta and Tor meeting up, because, like, it ends with Tor, I think, was, like, Meridel was getting terrorized by the darkest fairy. And then she went from, like, I can't remember if she went from Meridel to the queen, or if she went from the queen to Meridel. I can't remember which. And then, yeah, basically Act 3 is the two of them meeting up, and, trying to run around the world, cleansing it of darkness, and stop the dark fairy from being generally evil, and taking over the other queens. But yeah, that is a very shitty description of Neopets the Darkest Fairy, but if that somehow interested you, you should check it out, even if it's just YouTube videos. That game also had werewolves in it, actually. In Act 3, you got to go to a a forest that was nothing but wereloops. And I remember as a kid, like, I was so fucking hype for wereloop forest. I mean, it was still spooky as hell. Like, it still scared me a lot, but I was like so ready to see these werewolves. Let me focus a little bit here on the shoulder fuzz, because the inner layer of fuzz is not too crazy based on what I'm seeing of the reference sheet of the Archmage robes. But I do to kind of shoot, it's not even enough. Hold on. I know what to do. I got an idea. We'll keep this. But I'm gonna take my sketchy brush. I'm gonna sketch a line up the shoulder here. Try and like recreate how fuzzy and like where the line should end. That should help a little bit. I think that will help a little better in trying to make stays sleek. There we go. There, that's better. Reds and stuff just show that it's fine. I'm not really sure what this like. That will help a little bit. I'll add some more later. Tag here, outer like. Actually, go back to that one. There we go. Turn those lines off now. Edges too will also help. You know, the colors of reds will eventually help. But I think that helps to add like a little fuzziness to his cape. All right, and then based on this, it's like an edge that goes down here. actually gonna fix the top because it kind of is laid over the top of this part of the. There we go. And then same thing, but like I can't quite tell where like this other part, because like it doesn't go in very far, but it looks like it goes fairly far down back. I want as like another fuzzy, because like it's part of the Archmage robe, so I can't see underneath it. Oh, hey, 32-bit. Don't worry, I'm trying to investigate the Archmage's robes from Skyrim here. And looking at the back, I'm trying to figure out like where the fur of the back of his undershirt goes, question mark. So I can't tell if it goes like, because like it basically starts at the top here, right? And it kind of goes down like this, but then it looks like it travels down his back. I think actually that's it. I think that's it. Okay. Thankfully, since it's all like straw or fur or something, I can afford to be very messy with it. The messiness will actually help it. Or at least it tends to help it. Will for sure help it, but fix this rest of the yeah. Go. Arm fuzzies to it so we can kind of give the sense that it's fur or straw or something. If it's fur, I'm not sure what fur it's supposed to be, you know? I think I like that better. There we go. Because some of it's I'm just kind of making it up too, based on like I can't always see all parts of the reference. Mostly because that's just how the cape was designed, you know? So, trying my best based on what I have the reference of. That didn't connect. Notes. There we go. I think that's pretty good. Neck fuzz. I might have to fix his eyes up a bit. Something about his eyes, like, just doesn't look right. Don't know what it is. Actually kind of think that worked. I think it kind of works better, actually. Want to know a little fun fact about the arms for this this piece here, guys, that I'm working on right now? I took a photo of my own arms to make this reference. I literally took a photo of myself recreating the pose that you see here. Classic artist. Uh-oh. Did I make text by accident? No text. Reference photos are where it's at. Literally, sometimes, like, that's just how it is. Like, I couldn't not seem to figure out how to make this reference photo, so I was like, fuck it, I will be the reference photo. And it actually worked out really well, because, I mean, like, look at these fucking hands, guys. Look at these hands. Not to brag, but I think those are pretty fucking good hands. Personally, you know, humble brag, I think they're really fucking hands. Perfection. Yeah, like, sometimes you just need a good photo to, like, really help you understand the hands, you know? Went to art school back in the day and definitely had some preconceived notions about drawing art and going into it. Oh, for sure, man, for sure. I was the same way. Cause like I went to like art school, but like not in like a traditional sense. Like I didn't go to like art school to get like an art degree, if that makes sense. I went to learn how to make video games, actually. But I mean, you know, video game art is still art, and therefore like all the normal principles of art still apply. So I still had to learn all the, you know, techniques and the terms and stuff like any other artist would learn. Um but yeah, like we all definitely went in with some thoughts about how art is supposed to be done or should be done, stuff like that. Um and I also went for the animation track, so like I had some slightly different lessons compared to some of my classmates. And that's especially where it came like references came in and honestly like uh really tested my limits of like how comfortable I was with myself. Cause like a big part of like animation too, besides the photos, is also filming yourself doing it. And I saw those were specifically comic book artists like Alex Ross and Chuck Jones, and it was all references. Yeah, literally, like so much of like old Disney is just rotoscope of like real actors doing actor things. You know, it's like it's crazy when you think about it. But yeah, like in the similar vein of like Chuck Jones and or like you know some of the old Disney animators and stuff. Like I had to learn how to get comfortable with filming myself, like performing the references that I needed to do. And like that was really hard for me because I already struggled with like body issues, still do. As like a larger woman, I struggle with like how I perceive myself. So the fact that I not only had to record myself, but then watch myself on loop do the thing was really hard because like Oh yeah, my major was animation, sequential art, and yes, sitting in an art lab in front of a mirror, pulling faces, and how to draw those faces was different. Yeah, yeah. Like I still have on my phone, like for one of my junior year animation classes, I still have a video of me like down in the common room of one of my dorms, like swinging a sword around because my animation was using Link from Legend of Zelda to make like an Overwatch style like finisher animation. And like god. Yeah, like it was really hard. Not doing the movement per se, just like trying to be comfortable enough with myself to actually do what needed to be done. All right, hang on. I'm going to have to work on the cape again cuz like there. Okay. We also used to hijack the recording slash audio lab and voice act for all our projects. And yeah, I empathize with that anxiety around performance, but it was a lot of fun. See, the voice acting is not so much my anxiety. And it's, you know what's even funnier? Is I've been an actor. But granted, I was really young when I was an actor. Like, like I was a literal child actor at one point. And don't, like, before you're like, oh my god, child actor. Like, no, it wasn't for anything like crazy huge like Disney or something. I wasn't like that kind of child actor. But I did act in a fully released movie as a child. No, I will not tell you what that movie is. I don't want you guys pulling it up and seeing who I am. But I did do it. And it was really fun. And I did end up doing like a lot of acting in high school. I did end up being a little bit of a theater kid. So, like, I've definitely been an actor before, but I think like, you know, back then when you're a kid, it's really easy because like you haven't fully you haven't been fully beaten down yet by like society's expectations of what your body is supposed to look like based on your perceived gender, you know. You're more of the art writing kid, so yeah, performing was a hard skill for me to commit. Yeah, I mean, me too. Like, it's, I mean, I shouldn't say like it was a hard skill for me to learn. Like, not I'm not trying to humble brag. Like, I'm a natural actor, but I think I was more natural at it than I perceived because um like this is a funny little mini story I have. But like my high school when I was a kid, for some reason our school was like always going through drama teachers. We couldn't seem to keep a drama teacher for much more than like a year or two. And around my senior year, we got this drama teacher, and like she was like really funny. She was really awesome. Like big big help for my senior year. She helped me through a lot of my rough times by just letting me come to her office and like drink tea and let me talk it out, you know. Um but like I throughout high school, I made it a point to never ever have a drama class if I didn't need to, or theater class, or whatever you prefer to call it, right? In my school we called it drama. But I just like I never had any interest in it. I never had any interest in being like an actor kid. I only did what was required of me, no more, no less. Until like my friends were in like theater club for a while. Like they'd been in there for several years, and like we were sitting around the table in like the beginning of senior year, and they're like, you know, Nakara, listen, we need more actors, and we think you would be like a perfect actor, and you should totally audition for a spot in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I was at a small school, that's why I say they needed more actors. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 me acting, no, no. But eventually, they wore me down, and they managed to convince me to do the audition. And you know, unsurprisingly, because it is a small school, I got in. And like, you know, they're like, she's like offering me these roles for The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And, she's like, I think you would be really good as, like, I'm gonna butcher the kids' names because I haven't watched it in a long time, but she's like, I think you'd be a really good Lucy, or, like, you could be an amazing, like, White Witch. And I'm like, I don't want to be those. And she's like, okay, what do you want to be? I'm like, I want to be the wolf. I want to be the wolf henchman. So I became the wolf henchman to the White Queen. A lot of the kids had to take on double roles because of the fact that we were such a small school and this was such a large production. If you've ever seen the Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, you will know that this is no small feat, considering, like, at the very climax of the movie, there's a literal full-scale war. And trying to do a full-scale war with, like, 8 kids is not an easy feat, but we did it. But my favorite part about this, being the wolf henchman, right, was because, like, this drama teacher in particular was really dedicated to, like, going all out. She wanted to go nuts with the production, like, make it really fucking crazy, something memorable. So she liked to, like, build a lot of props and try to make us props, like, larger than life. Like, we had a huge Aslan puppet for a while. And for me, she's like, okay, well, you're gonna be a wolf, right? And she's like, do you want stilts? And I'm like, I get to act in motherfucking digi-stilts? Which, like, if you've ever seen, like, digi-stilts before, digi-stilts, hold on, let me pull up digi-stilts. I'm going on a tangent here. Because you need to see what digi-stilts are, because, like, let me pull up, like, normal stilts, right? Like, we all know what normal stilts look like, right? We pretty much all at one point in our life probably seen, like, normal stilts. You know, these things. Oh, I'm sure you know what digi-stilts are, 32, but for anybody who's never heard of digi-stilts and is not in the actor/furry world, digi-stilts are a whole nother beast. Because unlike normal stilts, a lot of normal stilts give you something for your arms, like, if you're really uncomfortable, but I mean, most of the time, like, yeah, you should be able to walk pretty normally on regular stilts pretty comfortably like a normal person. Digi-stilts, on the other hand, yes, as 32 said, is basically like being a giant toe walker. So, like, I mean, there are various levels of digi-stilts. These ones I'm showing you are pretty much, like, really high quality digi-stilts. Like, these are all made of metal. They have, like, braces for your knees and stuff to make it really comfortable. And, like, some of them go up higher than others. Like, this guy's digi-stilts only go up to, like, the calves, whereas, like, most of them go up to your thighs, which is probably the better option because the higher up it can go, the more comfortable it is to walk in. So my drama teacher made me digi-stilts out of wood. And, like, those fuckers were heavy. Like, thankfully she made it so there was decent support, and I was already a toe walker back then. Like, I walked on my toes a lot, not to be, like, say a bad slur or anything. I literally was a toe walker. I walked on my toes a lot. Tee-hee-hee. And yeah, so I was already pretty comfortable with walking in these stilts. It didn't take me very long to get comfortable with them. But, like, man, it was really hard, because not only did I have to walk in said stilts, right? Like, I had to walk in the stilts, but I had to do fight choreography in those stilts. So if you think walking around in digi-stilts is hard, imagine jumping and, like, fake falling in those stilts. That was hard. Because if you've ever been in acting, they teach you, like, how to do particular falls so you don't end up, like, damaging yourself when you thunk on the ground. But, oh my god. It was awesome. But it was scary because also, like, these stilts, I mean, they were as good as she could manage, but, like, they were certainly, like, far from being the most well built of stilts. Like, there were several times during the performances, like, over the weekend, that we had to repair the stilts in between shows because they were just collapsing. So it got a little sketchy at times, but we made it work, and it was a great time. And like frankly, I would never change it for anything else because I loved getting to fuck around in Digistilts. I don't know what I'll ever get to fuck around in Digistilts again. Very, very good time. Would I recommend walking in Digistilts if you're not used to it or, you know, don't want to put in the effort to get in the muscle for it? No, I would definitely not. Digistilts can be pretty tough to walk in if you're not not good with stilts. You could just cruise around town in Digistilts. Oh, absolutely I could. I could probably walk in those things for hours, man. Like, you have no idea how much I want to buy myself a pair of Digistilts, but the money, the money to get like a good pair of Digistilts is just, what's holding me back. Because if I want Digistilts, I want good Digistilts. I want Digistilts that I can be comfortable in. Because that was like a goal of mine. Like if I had the money, right? Like if I just had like infinite monies, I would get like a Digistilts costume of Nakara. Extreme gold Digistilts. Yeah. Me over here like, hey guys, forget like buying food and stuff or like paying off my loans, to be comfortable or whatever. Digistilts. Let's do that. New stream goal, Digistilts. Lock and load, people. Break out your wallets. I mean, maybe one day when I'm more comfortable and I don't have much, many bills to pay, but for now, Digistilts are on the back burner, unfortunately. Priorities! Guys, Digistilts are a high priority in my life. I mean, for one year for my costume back in college, I almost bought like oh, what are they called? Like goat hoof shoes because I wanted to do like some sort of like demon I made up. And like the goat hoof shoes seemed like a pretty good way to do kind of like a Digistilt type thing. The universe works in mysterious ways, but I'm starting to think it ain't working for me. Doctor, should I be good? Should I be good? But yeah, Digistilts one day. Well, actually, if I really, my goal first would be to get a better Nakara fursuit. Not now that my fursuit is good. Shout out to Yazer's Critter Hub because he was the one who so kindly made my current fursuit head for me, and he did a fantastic job, I must say. So yeah, if you're looking for like fursuit stuff, totally plugging my friend Yaz in here. That'd be kind of funny if I could just like talk to my buddy Yaz and just be like, hey, yo, Yaz, like if you're ever looking to like do like deals or promos or something, let me know. I'll give out some codes on my stream. Be like, go to Yazer's Critter Hub on Etsy and type in code Nakara for 10% off your next purchase. Everybody out here pushing gamer subs. I'm out here pushing fursuit head bases. We are not the same. That'd be so fucking funny. But yeah, no, I do want to like eventually get like a full Nakara like fursuit. Particularly what I called like what was it called a 3/4 partial I think is the term. Because I don't want like a full like I don't want like a body if that makes sense. Like I want arm sleeves and I want like digilegs, but I don't want like my chest to be like fur. The reason being is because like Nakara has a very distinctive sweatshirt in my human form that I actually have a version of. I have a legitimate Nakara sweatshirt. Only one in the world, baby. Uh so when I'm wearing my costume, I wear that to be a little more recognizable, especially to people who might not be familiar with like Nakara's furry form, but maybe more used to my human form since that's what I typically stream as. Um and like also because I would just like to be able to wear like different shirts and stuff without having to worry about making sure they fit over my fursuit. So by having no fursuit body, I can more easily switch out things like clothing. Because I have to be careful about overheating. I am not very tolerant of the heat, especially where I don't wear my fursuit a lot, so being able to stay cool is also a big thing. Because when I got that sweatshirt commissioned way back in the day, I had a particular need to make sure that it had no, like, what was it? Oh, I'm trying to think of the word. Like, there's no inner fabric that you would normally find in a sweatshirt to keep it warm, because I wanted to make sure my sweatshirt was going to stay cool enough for me to, like, fursuit around a convention in for several hours, you know? I need to make sure I wasn't going to die of heat exhaustion. I mean, there's other ways to stay cool. Like, I know there's, like, cooling vests and stuff, but I just don't have the money for cooling vests. Or the current storage capacity for cooling vests or anything like that. Oh man, I haven't heard this one in a while. Why you not hard you be sweeter than it? I take a bite of my teeth, hurt your pictures to your keeper. Taking lives you the you're taking control. I wanna own. You're always on my mind. We're safe and at home. Like it's like I'm filled up with coffee. Up late, just a little bit cocky. Mimic a copy like another girl. Why you be killing me soft? Chest pain. I don't. That's how I'm supposed to be showing. Make me feel inside. I can't believe I still remember this. Now to focus. I should close my eyes. Okay, waiting for the right time, but I hesitate and let the clock. You keep radiating as your light shines. I can help it. I be getting drawn in. Now my moth wings. I'm exhausted. Yeah, I'm trying to fight against the way I feel now. Yeah, I fucked that one up. I don't need to keep my heels down. I've been running from my heart, but you've been up to something from the start. Yeah, I know your arrows with the bow and arrow from the way you tear me apart. Yeah, pow, pow, pow. 3 words that I never thought you would have shot at me, so I drink 'em in like in some bubble tea. I think I'm an LOV. You're so lovely, you're so lovely. Wow, God, me tripping, stumbling. Just come over, I need your company now. Find you oh so luckily warm heart, but you're ice cold. Gorgeous with my eyes closed. Hope I'm on the right road. Don't know, dice roll, but we on the move. Can't lose if I'm lost with you. Let's go, got a lot to do. Yes, no, maybe I'm your dude. Said so to myself back and I met you when it's probably true. Stay around, can take the town till we're falling down in exhausted fumes. Ugh. Man, it has been a while since I've done this song. Hearing a copy, like in a copy, just paint. I inside. My lungs, send help. Maybe I should close my eyes. Baby girl, you're my bubble tea, so I keep you safe. That's a bubble wrap. I know that I'm troubled, but I clean my act up like a bubble bath. Enough of that. Give me all your love. I promise you that I can double that. Come with me and you ain't coming back. Never said I was a humble man, but I can treat you right. Just turn my sour sweet tonight. Don't burst my bubble. Let me float up in the clouds, see the sky. Leave time so light, don't leave the light. I like to write about the way you wake me up and make me feel so happy, happy every day. Like I don't know just how I'm supposed to be showing way feel inside, and yet I should close my eyes. If you couldn't tell, I worked really hard to memorize that rap back when I first heard that song. And I'm glad I still remember it. Let me use on this image here so I can see. It's time to apologize. Anything that ever made you think otherwise. They pull out some old jams from my playlist. Holy shit. I'm not looking for love, but I guess I didn't know. I haven't heard these jams in a good long while. Damn. I gotta put bubble tea on my Spotify for driving around. Trying to figure out how this is supposed to like go on his. Wonder if maybe I should do like a perspective ellipse instead. Maybe that'll help. Wanna be, baby, can't you see? There ain't no guarantee. It's only casualties that I would change. But I'm staying the same. I don't wanna fall. Need to take this time to apologize. Attention, staying by your side. Not sure, girl. I'm lost in this world. Not looking for somebody to hold. There we go. Let me back in. That's better, actually. I like that. Okay. That's not what I'm trying my best to get the Archmage's robes, but it's also like I don't know exactly what the Archmage robes are, you know? Yeah. Thankfully, it chest itself. His foolish ambitions to rest tarnished. I love. There's an antidote. Go back and look at a different reference, I think. There we go. Okay, so I don't need that. Oh, I see. So it's supposed to change. Okay, yeah. Looking pretty good. Take away. Million times. That's better. There we go. Sleeves again. see both eyes, 6 eyes. Try to hide from my sight. Suicide. This one's got some anime references in it, but I don't know the anime. I think it's Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm trying to pop it out, but it's not letting me do the pop out. No, I hit mini player. Like your spine. I never find. Oh yeah, that's my town. Yeah. I gotta shine in the dark like a lighthouse. Yeah. I light it up like a spark propane. They want the domain. They want to step in the domain. They want to be domain. I take your technique, then reverse it so it's cursed like it's profane. Get chilly, whole body untouched Achilles. They couldn't hide from me and a gilly. See me with them, which is like Billy. Oh, I didn't realize the Billie Eilish reference too. That's awesome. Suicide. All right, select inverse. We'll put his. Yeah. All my dogs lose Fushiguro. Inomaka curse me like hello. 6 eyes, man, I see right through you. Death, power, and pain force me to develop. Don't get caught in that rain. This my umbrella. Animate. I don't. Yeah, I think that's like Jujutsu Kaisen, but I don't know Jujutsu Kaisen enough to know. Uh, hmm. Trying to think what I like based on because like I like the solid body, but I feel like I guess maybe if I delete that line, maybe it'll look better. No, I don't think so. Because based on where the line is, like there really shouldn't be any gray there, but I'm worried it's gonna look weird, you know. Based on this image, you know, the image of the Archmage, he looks like he's a very big, imposing figure. No, ah! Why does it do that sometimes? Does anybody in the chat know why sometimes when you click it, it goes to a different screen it was on previously? You know, I'll leave the gray for now and like worry about it in a minute. Let's grab Tony. Started on his lats. His full body. That way it'll be easier. So we'll start off with the most prominent color. Ring. I think I will start with his light. Or actually, no. Let me start with the red around his eyes and on his snoot. So that way it'll be easier to erase if I need to. Based on how I draw. Helps if I draw it on the right layer first, you know. Based on what I see. Hey, bro. I go over what it needs to. We're gonna say, but we'll worry about that later. So now it's time for the white. And here it doesn't matter if it's not super perfect because he does have messier fur. And then I can use this to color it in now. Oh man, is that the fat rat I'm here? Yeah, I think once I get most of his base colors down, I will call it. I don't know if I'll get the mage outfit tonight, but I am starting to feel very. Hopefully once I'm more back into my schedule, I won't be as EP as much, but that travel the other day just really wiped me. For those of you who don't know, I had to drive 13 hours not too long ago here. Literally just got back on Sunday and took Monday to recover as much as I could anyway. So my energy levels are still trying to recoup back to normal schedule time. That's going to be more than just a day. Right. Pretty good. Back to the other pen here. And then I'll start little cheek floofies. And together like we're all one. Show the whole world. Oh, keep on walking to the sound of the drums. Feel the fire burn through our love. Find our treasure in the light of the sun and show the whole world who we are. Oop. Ring. All right, so his eye. Woo! Hello. Spooked me for a second. Eyebrows are gray. And I love the Fat Rat. Fat Rat has some good fucking music. So fucking good, bro. Let's see here. It's pretty much up by the top of it's at the sand. I'm gonna go extra because I know there's gonna be red to go green on the inner ears. just imagine snow. I haven't heard Chris Johnson in a while. There we go. Ears. Yeah. I just gotta You like the fluff more. The fluff is so good, right? I'm loving how the fur is coming out so far. I gotta do the back of his neck a little bit there later. And then I'll get his nose. My big goal is to get at least the fur colors. Hopefully the whole outfit will be colored today. Because the background is pretty much alright. I just gotta figure out this one spot over here, because, like, based on the screenshot I took, like, the angle where the corner meets is not super apparent in this image. I think it's supposed to be, like, right, like, here. But I'm gonna have to go back to Proud Spire and check out the arches again. I looked at it the other day and I was like, because, like, it was confusing me because I was like, I don't understand how the stone works, but it's just one big square slab here. But I also know Proud Spire has, like, these little, I don't know what the word is. I keep wanting to say, like, alcove, but I don't think that's right, because, like, you have, like, multiple layers to the stone here, right? So, like, this is the central pillar here. Like, this part is the central pillar. Then you have one pillar going out each way here. And then you have, on top of that pillar, a secondary pillar going out from that pillar. And it looks like, to me, like, based on what I'm seeing here, the stone meets up and ends at this pillar and then goes into here, where it ends in this, like, little alcove arch thing. But I don't know if that's right, so I'll have to go back and fix that at some point. But for the most part, everything else is fine with the background, I think. I just want to make sure that angle looks correct when, you know, when this is done, because otherwise it's gonna bug me if I don't. Connorick just staring at you like, hey, like magic. I honestly, because I was watching a video, funnily enough, from, like, Epic Nate the other day there, Tony, because I was like, I saw something about, like, a hidden, you know, hidden Skyrim secrets, because I love those videos. and it was talking about the dragon priest, and it was telling, about how, like, if you collect all the dragon priest masks, get Connorix, and I'm like, oh, that's how you get Connorix, because I hadn't seen his mask before, and I was like, I don't remember any dragon priests with, like, that kind of a mask, with tusks on it, but that explains it, because, yeah, if, his, uh, his mask was, like, a hidden one, that would make a lot of sense. Time to get his red. I was just remembering too, because like how you were talking before about how you wanted to make Tony like have fox like colors but be a wolf. Um I was saying, because I know the main wolf is a good example of, having fox colors but be a wolf. Have you ever heard of the red wolf? Because honestly, like, I'm kind of rewriting Nakara's lore in the background, TM. And like, I don't really want to call Nakara like a timber wolf or a gray wolf or whatever. I don't know what the term is technically. I believe it's timber wolf or North American wolf. Because she doesn't have that coloring. And I was like, well, I wonder if there was any, wolf species out there that would, better match Nakara's look, TM. And there is indeed a red wolf. Now, granted, it doesn't look as red as like, or as orangey as like the maned wolf in comparison. But it definitely is like, I guess in some lights it can be. But it doesn't have that signature mane and the leggy. The classic maned wolf leggy. Wide it is, because I want to make sure I'm not making it too wide. Yeah. Because I think based on like Nakara, I'm gonna make it so part of her family is based on the red wolf. Because I think that would be cool. Especially because like I don't see a lot of people ever talk about the red wolf. I mean, hell, if it weren't for me Googling if there was red wolves, I never would have known that red wolves even existed. And that's because partially because they're endangered too, Poor wolfies. But like, yeah. Just food for thought. A little backstory on why I chose that mask. It's a sign of how he's been all over Skyrim, a sign of strength and experience. And yes, the red wolf is a contender, but I like the symbolism and rarity of the main. That is so fair, honestly. I mean, true, the main wolf, I mean, I can't disagree, because main wolf is pretty sick. I really don't like, for all the time I've been in this community, I have never really seen many maned wolf OCs, so you're definitely right on in the regard of like, it's more unique. I like there's I mean, I always see this all the time on like TikTok and stuff of being like, top 10 species I wish more furries would be. And like, yeah, there are honestly some species that I'm like, damn, these would, like, if I hadn't made Nakara and I weren't so attached to Nakara, looking back on it, I don't know if I would have stayed as a wolf. And not because I'm like, oh, wolves are so generic, ew. But like, there are just so many unique animal species out there, that I think, or like even just like created species that I think would have been so cool to be. And I'm gonna blank now, of course, because whenever you've got to actually think of something, you kind of blank. But one of my favorite animal species that I don't see get talked about enough, in my humble opinion, pangolins. Pangolins are dope ass motherfuckers. Like, you could make some sick OCs with a pangolin, I think. I also like see like several bird species that like I kind of want to use for like D&D at some point again, because I like Aarakocra. I like being Aarakocras. Or Kenkus. And I have like every time I make like a bird species for D&D, I always try to make sure it's never like a normal generic creature. Like, I don't want just a crow Kenku, and I don't want just a bald eagle or something Aarakocra, right? I want to make them unique and special. So I always try to find like unique bird species to turn into my characters. Gotta bounce again. Ah, totally. Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm getting ready to wrap up here fairly soon, just because I am getting really, really exhausted. But at least I've gotten your OC's main colors down. So that was my big goal for tonight. Was I wanted to at least make sure Tony has his colors. Oh, and I gotta look back here because I see in most art you don't really see the whites of Tony's eyes. It's mostly purple. I think I'm just gonna fill his eyes in for the purple. Classic doggo. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I see there's a tiny bit of white, but I think it's so minuscule that it's not really worth trying to fit in. Ooh, did I see a line? Bad. Don't if I come. God, this song might make me cry. I'm gonna be real, guys. This song always so sad. Oh, don't throw out my. What if I that I let shirts with the band name on it? Suddenly up enough to rent an apartment far away from hard. Looks like a mud shot. Probably I'm getting sad. Been waiting for today, but all I can think to say is, oh no, don't throw out my lips. What if I can't let go? What if I come home, home? Oh no, don't throw out my legs. What if I can't let go? What if I come back? Can we keep my Legos at home? 'Cause I wanna move. I don't wanna move. Can we keep my Legos at home? 'Cause I wanna move out. I don't wanna move on. But there, standing here, you're trying to fake greatest fear. Shivering, you tremble. Yeah, Star, what's up, buddy? So come back in. Oh no, don't throw out my Legos. What if I can't let go? What if I can't? Oh no, don't throw out my Legos. What if I can't let go? What if I come back home? Back home. Oh no, don't throw out my Legos. What if I can't let go? What if I come back home? Back home. Oh no, don't I go. It won't be the same though. I can't even go home. Go home. Can we keep my Legos at home? 'Cause I wanna move out. I don't wanna move on. How goes the art? It is going good. We are nailing it so far, I think. We've got, at the very least, we're getting Tony's colors in, and hopefully I'm trying to get his shirt colors here. No, bad, no more monster. And then that's my main goal for today. Probably the next time I work on this, I don't know if it'll be on stream or not. But the next time I work on this will be mostly the background. Oh, let me turn that on so you can actually see, because all you're seeing is the items right now. So yeah, we're making a piece today based on Skyrim, specifically the Archmage of Winterhold. My brain is like blanking on the names. and the actual piece is taking place inside of like a version. This is supposed to be Proud Spire Manor's the version, but I don't know like if he cares about all the super big details of it or how we're gonna do that, but we'll see. We'll get there when we get there. Don't wanna get paranoid. Just wanna be making, and of course jamming out. You wanna hit, it's your choice, but please enjoy the show. I didn't smoke no grass today. I love a lot. AJR's popping up a lot on my playlist right now because I love my. I need to put more on my Spotify. I didn't smoke no grass today, but that's because I'm loving to play. So who am I to take away what makes you feel this great? I started at the concert, the audience it flickered. They're lighting up like Christmas, still that green's not for me. Counters people cursing to legalize their burning, but that ain't no concern of mine. I'll keep doing me. Don't wanna get paranoid, just wanna be making noise. You wanna hit, it's your choice, but please enjoy the show. I didn't smoke no grass today. That's 'cause I'm the one on stage. So who am I to take away what makes you feel? I'm not sure about that part right there where the where I'm filling in right now. I might delete that later. I'm not sure. I'll have to see how it feels with this and how I can make it work. Narcissistic, I'm just high on music. If don't admit this, but I wouldn't stop you. I'm not narcissistic, but pick up if you like it. And though I may not like you, just keep doing you. You just keep doing you. Like, ba-da-da-da-bum, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Dum, bum, ba-da-dum. I didn't mean like that. There we go. That's better. No, no grass today. Da, da, ba, da, ba, da. I love the effects of this song. No, no grass today. Keep doing me. Keep doing me. They always have such cool effects for their songs. No, no grass today. Keep doing me. Keep doing me. Just kind of going in heavy-handed, but you know, whatever. It's kind of how I do. No grass today. I didn't smoke no grass today. That's 'cause I'm the one on stage. So who make feel this great? Here we go. It's because I love to play. So who am I to take away? Makes you feel this great. See what comes up next on the playlist. I think this is supposed to be metal, but from what I can see of the image, it looks the same. Oh my god, wait, is that Neoni? No, that's Aviva, wrong one. I mean, Aviva's also pretty fucking pog. I haven't heard of, I haven't listened to anything from Aviva in a while. Or Neoni, honestly. Oh, I thought something. I'm gonna get all the fuzzies. Actually, they're basically the same color. I might as well just the same. Yeah, I haven't listened to Blackout in a long time. sippy. Ooh. I thought OBS was freaking out for a second. Uh-oh. Hope the stream didn't stutter or anything like that. Sorry, guys. Sorry if it did. I will still have more details to add to the cape for sure after this. I just don't know if I'll get it. As long as I can get mostly the main colors down for it, I think I'll be pretty happy. That's my biggest concern, is making sure all the main colors are down so you can kind of get the idea of the outfit. Because mostly it's a lot of like the little like thread designs that I need to include on here. I don't always outline every single detail though. I can't really explain to you why I do some and I don't others. I think it just, to my eye, whatever I think looks like it would be more aesthetically pleasing. Our running karma boy, he's such a charmer. Bugs and their larvae follow him out to Colorado. 10 dozen hearts in the bag, their bodies lying, he'll drag them down to Colorado. A modern, come on, pick up the color. There you go. And he'll race for miles through the night. He runs because he knows he cannot hide. He's never gonna make it. All the poor people he's forsaken. Karma, it's always gonna chase him for his lies. I love Alec Benjamin too. From the church steeple down to Satan, karma, there's really no escape until he dies. Outrunning karma, boy can't run much farther. It's the last days of Sparta follow him out to meet Apollo, and he'll brace for battle in the night. The note could have been better. Because he knows he cannot hide. I need to practice my singing a little bit. If I could have if I could pay for a vocal coach, I would love that. I would love to do like covers of songs. I'm just not confident enough, especially with my audio mixing. I've never really mixed audio for like voice acting or anything like that, which is something I would also like to do. I just don't know where to begin, you know? Like, I don't think I'm a bad singer, but I'm definitely not like, you know, like some of these cover singers out here that I've heard before, like they rock it. I'm no Anna Pantsu. La 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 la. A lot of it too is that I can't really recreate a song that I can't hear. I can match pitch if I can hear the song, more or less, but if I'm like, if you're telling me like, oh, just start singing a song for like right off the top of my head, I'm probably not gonna sound right. From the, not without a lot of practice anyway. You know what I mean? Sleep until he dies. Like I'm not very good at karaoke if I can't hear the voice. Like the music's one thing. I can't seem to match to the music. I can only match to the singer it's themselves. Which sounds really silly, but it's true. Oh, I need the other image. Oh, is this the one that has the weird stutter in it? I love this song, but it has like a weird stutter to it. I think this is basically the same shade. His wrists are about the same shade. You don't want to fuck around with me. You're talking to a goddamn god. Born and raised in the V and I wrapped up Dutch, baby. Ooh, not. But I do come through with that 1-2 step rackety club. I'm fucked up. Yeah, yeah. Give me that mic, baby. 1-2 step, 30K all day when we play these sets. Baby, you can get what you want. Yeah, daddy's gone real strong. Can't fuck with the fam cause we so on. In the lights and the gigs we can hold on. Yeah, been there, done that. LEFT on a real big comeback. Oh yeah, 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 you want that? I love this one too. This is a really good remix. I wish I could get it on Spotify, but I just can't, which sucks. Oh. But I think this one also has a weird stutter in it too, which is kind of annoying, like right around here. Dangerous. Who? That sounds good. Yeah, talk to me, baby, like I'm your dude. Cause right now I'm in your hood, in your house, in your bed, in your sheets. Hey DJ, spin that tune. If you don't fuck with us, then motherfuck you. Major label, that's the crew. Nobody does it. Here it is. There it is. Step in the zone and it's danger. Bring that motherfucking house down. Come through just like Space Ranger. There's a new sheriff in town. Ah, blood on the dance floor or trying to get in the back door. Let 'em all in. It's alright. Party like we all gon' die tonight. Gon' die tonight. Oh, I wonder where that must be part of the background sketch, I'm guessing somewhere. I hate when that happens. Party like we all gon' die tonight. If we could just get rid of that like one stutter in the song, it'd be fucking perfect. I just don't know how that even ended up in there anyway, but I always notice it every time. It's just so like such like a weird spot. There we go. I think for the most part we got the outfit TM. So yeah, I think that's a good place to call it because I am getting a widow EP. I need to go and rest up so I can game with y'all. I'm not sure if I'm gonna game like do any streams tomorrow just cause we don't have the usual Wednesday collab anymore right now. Unfortunately, Shamanic has had to go on a hiatus because he's doing his education. So, you know, everybody, you know, support Shamanic where you can if he does end up streaming by himself sometimes cuz yeah, electrician school is not easy. Uh but other than that, I'm mostly going to be trying to focus on like more spooky games, hopefully more collabs. I say hopefully because I haven't gotten any takers yet, but I have oh, I actually got to get Death Ground. I see that Dino game just released recently and I really want to get that one to play for you guys at some point. But like I'm hoping to do more like Phasmophobia and like Repo and stuff like that if I can. I would play I do have Amnesia, the Amnesia games, but I'll be real. I'm a big weenie and I don't know if I'll be able to play them by myself. Maybe if Dare or somebody was sitting there with me and like commentating with me, I might be able to get through them. But I'm just such a weenie. I get scared very easily if I'm by myself. But yeah, or if you guys have any other ideas for like, you know, Halloween / horror themed content, it doesn't have to specifically be horror, it could just be Halloweeny stuff in general. You know, we can also do that too. Or maybe maybe I'll even open it up to like, you know, folks in the Discord server to play if you'd like, you know, so if you're in the Discord server, you should, or if you're not, I mean, if you're not in the Discord server, you should totally be in there. Hopefully I can do maybe even some like spooky movie nights or something. I'd like to do something for Halloween for you guys, if I could. Hardest part is trying to choose between like finding events that I can do for you guys when I'm already swamped. I actually have a lot of art to do besides Tony's piece here. Oh wait, where's Tony's Oh, I gotta turn on the body. That's why I'm like, where's the necklace? There it is. I was like, I need the necklace. I think I might make the rope a little longer too based on his fluffies, but I will see. I'm looking at his necklace now and I'm like, seems a little rope seems a little short to me, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, enough rambling. Cease this music. Let's go see who to raid. Oh my god, Nate is doing some Resi Zero. I didn't even know there was a Resident Evil Zero. So we're gonna do that. That sounds spookifiable. Extreme. Yeah, keep an eye out on the socials. I don't have a set schedule out right now. I'm hoping starting next week I can kind of get back into the groove of things and actually be putting out proper schedules for you guys again. I just hadn't because I'd been going on and off on trips for like the last 2 months, so we should be back at it now and back into the normal streams. So yeah, keep an eye out. I will let you guys know if there's gonna be any streaming tomorrow at all. And if not, then I will catch you guys on Thursday. There will be no Saturday stream this week. It is Cam's birthday on Saturday, so we're gonna end up taking that day to just hang out, off stream as the homies, play some games, vibe a little bit. So we won't be doing Icarus this Saturday, but we'll probably be back to it again the following week. But yeah, again, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I hope you had a wonderful time vibing with me while we did some art, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.